Hi everyone. So today we are going to discuss this news article of newspaper of Indian Express. What is Iran-Israel conflict means for the Middle East and for India. So we know that uh, Iran and Israel recently conflict between them started, and Iran's promised retaliation to the Israeli airstrike came in the early hours of Sunday morning, right? And most of the drones from the and missiles were neutralized by the Israel and its allies. Few of the ballistic missiles penetrated into the Iron Dome and in the southern Negev desert. However, there was a minimal damage to infrastructure and almost no deaths were reported. So the situation in the Middle East remains tense. There is conflict between Iran and Israel recently, and there is also ongoing conflict between Israel and the Palestine, the Hamas, who attacked on October 7th. So that is going on. So the Iran and Israel, they were in a shadow war till now, but this uh, this recent conflict has escalated the situation. So the leadership of both Israel and Hamas are growing opposition from their own people, but both have persisted with the conflict. So attempts have been made by the international community to get the two sides to de-escalate and seek peace, but this has borne almost no fruit, and there are so many civilians that every day they are losing their lives. There is also a potential Israeli attack on the Iranian nuclear sites. So there is also a threat of cyber attacks that could cause further turmoil and instability. Crossing the Rubicon, uh, although the two have for a long been in confrontation, have waged attacks on each other through militia and foreign lands on covert operations. The current escalation has, as I said, has wider ramifications because it this could possibly be after the conflict, this could possibly be how the Israel interacts with not just Iran but also the Arab world. So the attack became a public and motive issue not just in Arab but in the Arab world, and the Iranians are using it for retaliation. And now it talks about the attack that it tested the capacity of Israel's air defense systems because some of the missiles even entered the Israeli mainland. However, there were no casualties, and Iran said that it has achieved its objectives. Israel also said that all of the missiles were neutralized, and both of them claim that their mission had been successful. So let's talk about the allies and brothers of both the parties. America always have been taking side of Israel. US has always sanctioned Iran in the past. So US declared victory as the Iranian attack was effectively repulsed and the damage was minimal. Most of the Western countries, have condemned the Iranian attack and have called for de-escalation. Iran signaled that its exercise has been concluded. However, the Israeli counterattack, Israel could counterattack, and that could even more complicate the issue. And Iran's deterrence capability may be less, and damages could lead to an escalation of conflict. There is also a nuclear issue that if the conflict even arises furthermore, because both the parties are nuclear powers, there is a threat of nuclear war which needs to be avoided at any cost. There is the Israel-Palestine issue. There was a ceasefire that was brokered by Egypt, but for the and release of hostages, but it saw limited progress in the sessions last week with respect to the Israel and Palestine. Now let's talk about the regional instability and what that means for India. Because this it's important how this whole conflict affects India and how India sees and interacts with uh, parties which have conflicting interests. So conflict does not augur well for the regional peace, stability, economic growth, and development. Israel is a major economic and technological power, and it stands to lose much in a prolonged war. Iran also, right? Iran's economy has been under stress for some time now, and it can hardly afford a full-fledged war. So, a full-fledged war, a prolonged war, is not good for both the countries. So, also many Arab countries who sought a brighter future in closer cooperation with Israel wish to see the end of conflict. So, because of the interconnected world that today we have, the conflict in the region will affect across all of the other parts of the world, not merely in terms of increased oil prices from the Arab world, but also weakening of supply chains. For India, how does it affect? Uh, first, that first was how it affects everyone else is the weakening of supply chains, increased oil prices. Second is that we consider the region, Iran and the Middle East. Uh, it is our extended neighborhood. So stability is crucial for cooperation and development. So turmoil in the region may affect the security of large Indian diaspora that is present in the region. There is also additional risk of piracy and hostage taking. So it is imperative that the international community lean upon the parties such that they refrain from further violence and seek solutions through diplomatic negotiations. India has always stood for the two-state solution. It is not an easy goal, but both the sides are familiar with the challenges and opportunities. The cycle of violence must end, and the rights and aspiration of the people are must be met. India has civilizational contacts and credentials uh, with almost everyone in the region. So India has always tried to be a neutral friend of all the partners, and it is important that so it is very important for India to that the peace and stability in the region is ensured, not just for India's selfish interest, but also in general for humanity. Peace must be ensured in 21st century, where this century is for democracy and freedom, rights, and not of war and conflicts and escalations. So this is the uh, article. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.